NSS's story is the story of those 2,076 graduates. And so, I mean, really all I can say is just thank you.
Over the course of this podcast series, 10 Years, 2,000 Journeys, we've taken a look back at what the last 10 years have been like for Nashville's tech community. We heard from community meetup organizers, business leaders, and NSS alumni. It's been a wonderful journey as we painted the picture of what has led us to the thriving tech community in Nashville today. We also had the opportunity to celebrate Nashville Software School's 10-year anniversary with the graduation of their 100th cohort and 2,000th graduate. But now, to close out this special anniversary podcast presented by Nashville Software School, we'll hear from John Wark, founder and CEO of NSS, as he shares his gratitude for the Nashville tech community, the NSS staff, as well as the students and alumni who took a chance on NSS. John, here we are, several months later from when we were sitting in this very room. Just you gave me the beginning stories, getting ready for the big celebration, the big 10-year celebration, about to celebrate 2,000 graduations. It's been a blur. It does feel like we were just here. So
Yeah, really.
So this is our final episode for this special short run podcast series, and it's been a blast. It's been really special.
Yeah, the podcast series has been great, Clark. And, I think the job that you and Mandy and Jessica and everybody have done on putting this together, getting some great guests lined up.
They've done great. Jessica, she's traveling right now, and Mandy, I just can't echo you loud enough.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
And there's been some great conversations about sort of Nashville tech 10 years ago, 5 years ago, some great discussions.
I love the music one.
Yeah,
You're always talking about the connection between musicians who turn programmers, engineers.
Yeah.
It's very cool to hear that.
Yeah. And some of our others, some of the other ones that had some of our students are some of our opportunity tuition students, which is kind of, one of those sort of cornerstone secret sauce things about NSS, right?
It's a very different promise that you get from NSS. Very, very different than most places. I mean, the ability to say, hey, we believe in this so much, if it doesn't work out, you don't pay.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that co-investment thing. And again, that's been part of the story since day one, right? It's a good piece of why we're a nonprofit, so that we could just do something like that without anybody being able to second guess it, right? So not taking anybody else's money or those things. But, but also it's part of the community value that we have, right? Which is one of our founding values, and I think one of the things that comes through pretty strong at NSS is that, and just the community that's grown up around our graduates, But it's been great this year to have a chance to sort of celebrate the last 10 years, right? Because it's wild to think that it's been 10 years, right? I mean, you and I knew each other 10 years ago when the school was starting, and you, I think, were still in the entrepreneurship program at Belmont.
Yeah, that sounds right. You were our advisor volunteering there.
Yeah, that's right. I think I was the entrepreneur in residence that year or something.
That's absolutely right.
But, thinking about now, it's been 10 years, and, the 10 years, 2,000 journeys has been the theme. And it ends up being not 2,000 journeys, but this year, 2,076 journeys.
That's how we ended this year. Congrats.
Yeah, we had graduation today.
And how many cohorts is that now?
That's 103.
Wow.
Yeah, we graduated a GoTech cohort last night and cohort of the full-time web development.
You know what's really interesting, too? When you say it's not just 2,000 journeys, I thought you were about to say after that, the butterfly effect, the ripple effect of their families. Not to mention, you have people who go through this and then they end up having family members, uncles. There's someone yesterday, his uncle went through it first and now here he is.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But the family, that investment changes everything.
Yeah, because this is not, the knock-on effects of somebody graduating from NSS and then getting placed into a tech job, which for the vast majority of our graduates means significantly higher income level in the first job. I mean, it's basically a median family income in the Nashville area in the first job. And then with what's happened with tech salaries, it's rapid escalation, potential for rapid escalation, which, it doesn't just change, the story for the graduate, but we've got a lot of graduates who have kids, family, maybe caring for grandparents, maybe we certainly see stories where it has a generational impact, in families, and so I don't know what the multiplier effect is, right, of what we've done, but I think it's significant from just what we hear from graduates when they talk, tell us their stories or come back and say, thank you for whatever, right? Sometimes people come back and say, thank you for changing my life, and
you always reply with,
oh, my reply to that always is, you changed your life. We don't change any student's life. We're in the opportunity business. We set the table. They do the hard work. They do the heavy lifting, but it's still cool to kind of walk alongside them in the journey, help them get the skills that they need to be able to make that change. But they do the hard work. We cannot take credit for that. Got to keep a little humility about who's really doing the hard work here. And we try to do that.
It's a sacrifice that their loved ones make around them.
Oh, yeah.
Especially your full-time boot camp, or even a part-time, the whole year. I mean, it impacts everyone around them, and it's really exciting to see how.
Yeah.
To hear these stories and to revisit it, and also catch up with people from years ago. We've also talked a little about some of your partnerships that have grown from the community. We've talked about.
Well, we've had some employers on.
Which it's been really good.
Who are also part of this sort of spiral, right? Because it's the students and the employers who benefit. It's a community-wide effect. Once it was proven to work, which 10 years ago, who knew?
Man, that's how I would encourage someone to go back to listen to that first episode because you shared things I had never even heard about the beginning days. All right, we got a couple minutes left here. Tell me, what would you want to say in this moment to employers? And then we'll follow that with students and then anyone else you want to kind of share a message with.
First thing I'd say is thank you. Without those first employers who are willing to take a risk on this new model, this new kind of talent, and then without them spreading the word, and without, we wouldn't have been able to succeed in doing this. And, they are an essential and a critical ingredient for our students to be able to have the impacts, that we were just talking about on them. You got to get that gig, right? And, the support we've had from the employer community, the support we're getting today from the employer community, the creativity we're seeing in this new sort of tech market from employers, in attracting and retaining talent. We could not do what we do, and we could not do without employers leaning into some of things like our mock interview events, our roundtable events, all the things we do to get our students prepared to go out into the market. It takes employer support. It takes members of the grassroots community as well to do those. So that's the first thing I'd say to employers is thank you for your support the last 10 years, and then let's look forward.
Good things are ahead.
Good, yeah, I think so. We'll have new programs coming. We want to work with employers in defining those and identifying what are the critical talent needs that we can give Nashvillians the chance to get trained for. Who was I supposed to talk to next?
Well, let's go down the line. Yeah, I want to talk about students. What's your message to them? And then let's finish it up with teams/boards. Just some of the folks who are living and breathing, bringing the dream to life. So next, students. What's your message to the students?
Well, to current students,
get
back to work.
Get back. What are you doing listening to this?
Yeah, what are you doing listening to this? Get back to work. You can listen to this later.
The last 2,076 graduated alumni of NSS. What's the message?
Proud of them. Incredibly proud of them. Again, for all their hard work, for their decisions to invest in themselves. They took a leap of faith. I mean, particularly those guys the first 3 or 4 years at NSS before this thing was proven, for being willing to take that leap of faith and trust us and give us the chance to walk alongside them. I always say I'm humbled by the responsibility that we have when they do that, and people are still doing it, and I'm still, yes, it's been successful these last 10 years, but for each individual student who does this, it's another leap of faith in their, an investment in their future, and we've got to remember that. We've got to always sort of keep our heads, fixed right, our feet grounded well in just what these people are entrusting us with and how important it is to them. So, to those graduates, man, just so proud of them and so thankful that they gave us the chance to do it, right? I mean, getting to know getting to meet all these people. It's incredible diversity of people and backgrounds and ages and
no stories alike.
Oh man, it's incredible. I mean, you've been interviewing these guys at graduations for years now, right? It's great. And for people that think they might want to get into tech, so prospective students, come on down.
I love that. In the final moments, I've got you here. What's the message you would like to share with your team, the board, volunteers, the people who are making the dream happen, instructors, everybody?
Oh yeah,
like that.
we've got a significant size team now at NSS, but all through the journey, right? The people that came out to instruct, the professional developers who could have made more money being professional developers, who decided that they wanted to invest in giving other people the opportunity to get into this career that they got into, and the fact that we've had the people that we've had, and some have come in and done it for a few years and gone back, and they'll probably be back to teach again in a few years, I hope. But again, the fact that this team and the volunteers we get, but both our full-time and part-time instructors find it rewarding for themselves, that they find resonance in our mission and in our students' journeys. Because I think that's what everybody ultimately ends up investing in is the journey of the students, right? NSS's story is the story of those 2,076 graduates. And so, really all I can say is just thank you. I'm, so grateful that so many people have found it, to be something they wanted to do for at least some period of time to help make this investment in helping these students of ours be successful.
So many people. There's so many fingerprints.
Oh yeah,
across this, and then you get an amazing staff.
Yeah,
I've always loved the staff, everybody.
Yeah, it's a great team, and again, I think it's having that mission that you can connect to. I mean, I think anybody who stays on the NSS staff, it's because the mission connects, right? And I think having that to help align people to work together, because they do. I mean, the team's incredible in that. I mean, we were just talking. I'm looking at Mandy. We were just talking about that today in our senior team meeting. I mean, I think overall, for all audiences, my message is, for these last 10 years is just gratitude, for helping us make this possible, and then hang on and watch out for the next 10.
I love it. John, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to these next 10.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Clark. Thank you for all the great work on the podcast. And, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the next 10 myself. So.
Thank you so much for listening to 10 Years, 2,000 Journeys, presented by Nashville Software School in celebration of their 10-year anniversary. If you'd like to get involved with Nashville Software School, visit their website to discover how to volunteer, engage in year-round giving opportunities, and so much more. And of course, if you are looking to launch a career in tech, discover how NSS can help you get there through their web development, software engineering, data analytics, or data science programs. Visit NashvilleSoftwareSchool.com to learn more about the upcoming programs. I'm Clark Buckner, and thank you again for listening to 10 Years, 2,000 Journeys, celebrating 10 years of tech in Nashville.